Hello, people.
Hello, hello.
Hello, and welcome to Condor X's Petrifying Picture Show. I am Crow, and
Condor, caca!
he is Condor, and this is the show.
And happy belated Krampusnacht to everyone since
Yes,
it's past the 5th. I hope you all
it
got
will in
beaten
fact be.
with chains and sticks and
If you are not thrown into a sack
stuff,
by your
stuff into a
parents,
sack.
by the individuals responsible for your moral integrity, they have failed you, and we are
Yes, they have.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, they have a lot to answer for.
They do. They will answer for it next year when they are in turn thrown into a
Yeah.
sack and beaten with
Last
reeds.
within an inch of their life and stuffed in a sack.
Yes, yes, it's important
For sure.
for your moral growth as a human being.
Yeah, because I mean, what better way to indoctrinate children into being accustomed to being watched at every moment and punished severely?
The surveillance state, as you would.
Yeah, it just preps them for the surveillance state. Yeah,
Yes,
it's perfect.
yes.
Gotta love it. Between
Speaking of which,
Krampus and
our
Santa.
episode tonight is going to be Santa Claus versus the Devil, which has the best possible representation of surveillance by the moral authority that I found in many films.
Yeah, I mean, like, someone once said that like Santa is sort of a proto god in a way, as far as like preparing children for the next step of being, like constantly in fear of being punished for stepping out of line. So, I mean, it makes sense to me. Not to besmirch the name of Chris Kringle or anything, but
But in this
it's all there,
particular
folks.
film, he is a literal, and I'm not exaggerating, fifth dimensional being who exists on a different plane with surveillance devices for not only watching or listening, but viewing the dreams of children to make sure
I
that
think it
they
makes
are
sense.
fit for his being bestowed of gifts.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think there's some comics. Maybe it's like Marvel comics where like Santa is like a super powerful mutant or something, and he's got like an arsenal of different bizarre powers where he can like watch people and things like that. Kind of creepy,
Maybe,
really, if
but
you
in
think about it.
DC, the fifth dimensional beings are actually imps, and you have to speak their name backwards in order to banish them back. So that
Oh,
is
so
the
you can do
sort of
that to Santa?
apparently.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, at least in the context of Santa Claus versus the Devil. Yes.
I think one of my favorite renditions of Santa, other than Christmas Bloody Christmas, I really like that
That was pretty fantastic.
animatronic
Terminator
Terminator
Santa.
Santa.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, with the
I love
like eye beams and
the
stuff. That
green
was pretty
eyes. Yeah,
fantastic. Oh yeah,
yep.
yeah. This Santa's always watching.
I loved it. I thought it was.
That
I
was
thought it
that's
was.
pretty awesome.
It was pretty wonderful. But
Yeah.
one of my other favorite renditions is. Have you ever watched Love, Death, and Robots?
Yes. Not all of the
Well, there's
series, but yes.
yeah. Well, there's. I think it's. I forget which season it is. Maybe two. There is a Christmas episode. These two little kids, like they want to see Santa, so they stay up
Right.
and they hear something like walking around, and it ends up being this like huge red monster with like
Makes
no
sense.
visible eyes. It has like huge teeth and long arms, and it hears them, and it like goes over and grabs them, and they're freaked out. Well, it like licks both of them on the cheek, and then it regurgitates a present for each of them. Yeah, and then it pats them on the
Okay.
head and tells them to be good, and then it leaves. And then they open up the present, and they're both like, "Oh, we got exactly what we wanted." And then they sit there for a second. And they're like, "Well, what would have happened if we weren't good?"
Okay.
And that's just where the episode ends. But I loved
Oh.
it because the monster. I mean, we've all seen like edgy versions of Santa and different things,
Sure.
but it didn't look, other than the color scheme, like it was red and it had like some black and like I think some white and stuff. But
Okay.
like other than that, it was just a huge monstrosity with like very long, gangly arms and claws and just like a really long tongue and like big blunt teeth. and no visible eyes. It was, but I loved that interpretation. Just this strange creature, and it was like kind of like it could kind of like contort its way up the chimney and everything. I liked that weird take on it. It was pretty cool.
That seems like Santa should be that way. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's this like being who, like, in one night can visit everywhere in the world, knows what every child wants, if they deserve whatever it is that they want, and can break into their homes and exit being undetected.
Yeah.
And if they are
Definitely
detected,
supernatural.
those children don't get what they asked for.
Yeah,
And sometimes it makes out with their mothers, canonically.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I think a reimagining of Santa as an eldritch abomination is kind of more fitting. I think, I do. I think it makes sense. I think that that's what we should go with. I think everybody that should be that should catch on more. I think.
I mean, it would be more in line with the folklore in which it originated from. Yes, before wasn't it Coca-Cola? Yeah, it was before Coca-Cola. Reimagined him as this white guy with the beard and the red suit.
Yeah, yeah. I think that Coca-Cola ruined Santa, ruined polar bears. I mean, people don't fear polar bears anymore, but I guess they're going extinct, so that's one less reason to.
Well, that's because anybody visits them, they have to like pull out a bottle of soda from wherever the hell and give it to them. I mean, that's demeaning. It like makes them feel sad inside, and their productivity with the eating of seals diminishes because they have to make soda, which happens in a factory. So instead of going out there on the field and hunting the seals, they're out there in a factory producing soda in case some schmuck shows up and demands a soda.
Yeah. And then the factory's pumping smog out, which is
which
adding
takes away the ice where they would be hunting out there hunting the seals. It's all a vicious cycle.
It's just like us. Is man truly a polar bear at heart?
It's capitalism, and we will come back to that during some one of our breaks. But it all ties back to capitalism.
Everything does. I mean, all of our problems.
It does
tie back to capitalism. Anyway,
we will get back to that. For now, we are going to show Santa Claus versus the devil.
Yeah.
Wait, I've got 3 horns. Hang on. That's better.
Much better.
Unicorn. He was a unicorn devil. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to show the movie. Yes.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Tri-horn. All right.
It was a tri-horn devil.
Away up in the heavens, far out in space, in a beautiful gold and crystal palace right above the North Pole, lives a kind and jolly old gentleman, Santa Claus, also known as St. Nicholas, the best friend of boys and girls everywhere. But let's move in for a closer look. Come along. Ha! It's almost Christmas, and I must finish the toys for all the good children on Earth. I hope you'll pardon me, but you know I mustn't be late. This is Santa's Toyland, a sort of international toy factory. Here are gathered boys and girls of different races and creeds. They have come from many lands to help Santa bring joy and happiness to all of the Earth's children. These little helpers are from Africa. Here are Santa's helpers from Spain. Tots from China lend a hand as well. Boys and girls from England.
The bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Japan also helps Santa. Talented children from the Orient. Even Russia has a delegation. The group from France, headed by Yvette and Pierre. German boys and girls help Santa too. here's a happy song from Italy.
Giro, giro, tondo, cavallo impera tondo, cavallo di argento, che costa 500, 150, la gallina canta, lasciala cantare, la voglio maritare, e tu Babbo Natale, tanti bei regali, porta pure a me.
The islands of the Caribbean.
Se fa la guerra, que dolor, que pena. Se fue a la guerra y no sé cuándo vendrá. Que no re mi, que no re fa, no sé cuándo vendrá. Mambrú se fue a la guerra, que dolor, que pena. Y se fue por la Pascua o por la Trinidad. Que no re mi, que no re fa, o por la Trinidad.
The South American group includes Brazil and Argentina. The countries of Central America.
Es particular, se moja y se seca como los demás. Agáchate y vuélvete a agachar, que las agachaditas ya saben bailar.
Children from the USA.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. It followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule.
A neighborly group of helpers from Mexico.
Naranja dulce, limón tantito, dame un abrazo que yo te pido. Si fuera falso mi juramento, en otros tiempos se olvidarán. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar. Porque le faltan las dos patitas de atrás. Naranja dulce, limón partido, dame un abrazo que yo te pido. Si fuera falso mi juramento, en otros tiempos se olvidarán.
Yeah. I wanted to initially hold off a bit before we talk about some of the stuff, but there's a lot to unpack here, and it's
Yeah,
basically terrible.
yeah, it is.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
But we've dealt with things like this before in some other episodes that we've done, and I stand by what we've said before. Like,
We have,
we don't.
but this was designed specifically for terrible reasons. I mean, we've watched a lot of things where, let's say, incidentally terrible because of the time period in which they were made.
Right. Yeah.
Understandable. But the only reason this exists, literally the only reason it exists, was to sell the concept of Christmas to Mexican children.
Yeah.
It was literally made for that purpose. So yeah, back in the 1950s, Mexican children were apparently not very aware of the American custom of Christmas, which by this point was, basically starting to get into where it is now, where it's basically just intended to sell things.
Yeah. Just
Because the Mexicans largely had the Feast of the Magi, Epiphany, Three Kings Day, was the predominant holiday, which involves, there's a present exchange, but not quite on the same scale as the American version of Christmas.
right.
So when this movie was made, let's see, who was it? His name was Murray, the king of Kitty Matinee, Gordon Murray, took this movie, kind of redid some of the dialogue in order to basically, again, sell the concept of Christmas and not the we should all get together and be happy and get together. No, just the pure capitalistic aspects of Christmas to children was this movie.
Yeah. So they're like, let's just show all these nationalities working in tandem, working together, and then but let's portray them in the most stereotypical way.
Stereotypically racist
Yeah.
possible way. I mean, seriously, La Cucaracha being sung by the Mexican children. Literally, the song about the cockroach, which, don't get me wrong, was a fun song,
Sure.
but that is how you are choosing to represent a people, is a song about cockroaches.
Yeah. The perplexing thing is, this was made in Mexico. Yes, like
Oh yeah.
so
yeah,
that was
it
that was a conscious choice that they made.
yes.
So that's kind of strange. So, well, I mean, they decided to use that. So I can't really, as far as that's concerned, that particular bit, I guess.
It's still
I mean,
bad, but it's just questionably bad. Like,
yeah,
of all the things you could have gone with,
yeah,
really?
yeah. But then, to me, I think the worst thing was portraying the African children carrying around bones, and
Yeah.
that
You
was
had that. You had the German children with the Steins. You had the American children who are all apparently cowboys.
that's the only one that was on the net. That was
You had the word the Orient used. So you had Japan, and then you had the Orient. Okay?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. That made me think
Yeah.
that was like, I was like, what's going on with that? Was that just like that's just the catch-all for the rest of Asia, I guess, right?
It sort of was, but it's still, if you're going to use Japan, clearly you recognize
Yeah.
that there are actual places. But again, you also have Africa, which is a continent, not a country, and then
Right.
countries being
Yeah.
represented. So that's like, oh no.
Same with South America too. They did,
Yeah, Central America. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which again is not a, it's part of a continent. It's not a country. No. And then the Caribbean, which again, it's an area. It's not an actual specific country.
I think
so
that was
overall,
that
this
really
was
bad.
just like, this was just bad, so very bad.
I think that's probably like the heaviest first bit of a movie that we've shown. I mean, like, what the hell, man? Like,
And then
I
all
mean,
to Santa's hauntingly creepy laughter. I mean, that will haunt you in your sleep. Just the it's like, it's like a inhuman being practicing the concept of laughter.
Yeah, well, I mean, Santa, he isn't human. He can't be. I mean, like we
Clearly
were saying
not.
earlier.
Santa, do you like this devil?
Huh? Devil? Oh, let's see. Don't think anybody ordered this. Well, now, how does it work? What is the sense of it?
Like this, Santa. You must light it.
Let's have it. Stop! I, Lucifer, King of Hades, command you to stop and disappear. Be gone, all of you! Except Pitch. You, Pitch, chief of all my demons, must listen closely. The time is almost here when you must abandon the brimstone pits and journey up to Earth. But this time you must not fail as you've done in the past. You must not be defeated by that bearded old goat, Santa Claus. If you do not succeed in making all the children of the earth do evil, you shall be punished. And instead of red hot coals, you will eat chocolate ice cream.
No, Lucifer, king of all the evil spirits. Not that. By the horns of everything satanic, I beg you. To live, I must have heat. Frozen meals are bad for me, especially chocolate. It's very bad for my digestion, which is so delicate. Yes, I promise, O priceless Prince of Hades, that by my many wiles I will finish off Santa forever and see that the children commit terrible deeds and make Santa Claus angry.
Go on then, and show the world who is its real master.
So be it, Lucifer. Demons of Hades, transport me to earth.
And so the devil rose to earth. You heard what he said to Lucifer, but will he be able to keep his promise? On Earth, the children can hardly wait for Christmas Day. They gaze longingly at the toys they hope Santa will bring them. Here is a good little boy, whose daddy is quite rich. This mother, on the other hand, is very poor. And this is her daughter, Lupita, whose fondest dream is to own a doll. Any doll. Who are these three? Say, it's rude to push and shove like that. But the devil likes rude little boys, and it doesn't take him long to find them. They're just right for his evil plan. Well, one thing is certain. The devil has turned them against Santa Claus. Suddenly, he's with them again. Out of nowhere, he produces 3 rocks, and his evil plan goes into action. This is bad.
Darn that devil. Oh, I'm sorry, but that old devil is always annoying me with his mischief. If I could only go down there now, I'd put him in his place. But everyone knows I can only go down to Earth on Christmas Eve and not before.
In the meantime, that old double piece just as it pleases. A short while ago, I saw the devil whispering to 4 children, and one was a poor little girl.
Do you know who they are?
I've got their names. The bad boys are.
No. The naughty boys are not important. They will get punished in due course. The ones I must reward are the other children, like the good little girl.
I've got their names right here. The girl is called...
Better look through the telescope, Pedro. We'll find out what they're doing.
This is Santa's magic observatory. What wonderful instruments. The ear scope, the teletalker that knows everything, the cosmic telescope, the master eye. Nothing that happens on Earth is unknown to Santa Claus.
By thy magic powers, look for the child we're seeking, whether she is in a cave or behind a million mountains.
All ready.
I think I found the girl.
Where? Where is she?
In Mexico.
Yes, it's Lupita, all right. And she's still dreaming about that doll she wants for Christmas. Lupita isn't thinking of stealing that doll, is she? No, no, Lupita. You shouldn't steal. Put it back.
Lupita! Lupita, come here.
It's yours. Nobody saw you take it, Lupita. They have one, they won't miss it. What does one little doll matter, don't you see? You haven't got any toys. Keep it. Hmm?
Don't listen to him, Lupita. It's bad to steal, and you'll be sorry. That's right. Put it back. Good girl.
Silly girl. Now you'll have to do without a dolly. Little girls must steal or do without the things they like. Well,
That's not true, Lupita. If you're good, somehow you'll be rewarded.
Hooray for her! Hooray for her! All my friends can ignore the devil. All they need to win is to be good in spirit.
And the other children?
Come, Pedro, find them.
By thy magic powers, look for the child we're seeking, whether he is in a cave or behind a million mountains. Okay.
He's sleeping soundly. His dream will appear on the dream scope. Connect the antenna for the dream scope.
Let's watch the little rich boy's dream. How strange. And what large gift boxes. Would these be toys? Why, they contain what a child loves best. His parents.
Sono inewa. Nanno kotonanno.
A dream is a wish that the heart makes.
That little child is not wealthy. He gets everything he wishes just by asking his parents.
The only thing this child wants is the love of his parents.
Don't they love him?
Maybe they do, and maybe they don't. But soon we may find out the truth.
And Lupita, what do you think she might wish?
If she's already sleeping, we might be able to see her dream.
I wonder if our child is dreaming.
I recall when I was a little girl, I often would dream of great riches. That I had all the things I wished for and not a care in the world. But at times I also dream with the devil.
Confounded devil. Why can't he leave Lupita alone?
Oh, just look at that old busybody. He'll make Lupita want to steal again. He'll be part of her dream. How awful. Better look at her dream now.
I've a little dahlia dressed up in blue. She's very pretty and her name is Sue. Once I took her shopping, she got sick, and then when I took her home, she got well again. learn to steal.
No, you know stealing is bad, and I want to be good.
We dolls don't like good little girls.
No, to steal is evil, and I don't want to be evil.
You must be evil if you want a doll.
No, you know stealing is evil, and I don't want to be evil.
Steal, fight, tell lies, and we will all be yours.
No, I don't want to be evil, and telling lies is evil.
You want to be good, eh? You won't be bad.
No, you know stealing is bad, and I want to be good.
Well, then you'll never have a doll.
Mama! Mama!
Okay, so from Santa's magical surveillance vehicle in the sky, yeah, there's a lot here.
Big Santa sees everything.
Yeah. So using his his earscope, his teletalker that knows everything, his cosmic telescope, and the master eye, nothing that happens on Earth is unknown to Santa Claus.
Santa's seen some shit. He's
He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He also knows what you're dreaming about. And what you're dreaming about is well and truly
just a nightmare. You know,
so you're surrounded by these like coffins, and then creepy like zombie doll things come out and try to convince you to be evil. I mean, how screwed up is that? I mean, this is like only evil children get dolls. You should be evil.
Being evil's fun.
Being evil's fun.
I really wish one of the dolls would have been like, God sucks.
They might as well have. I mean, they're speaking to small children, you know?
Steal from your parents.
Yeah.
Sign up for a credit card.
You can't go to prison yet. Sign up for whatever you want. Kill people for fun and profit.
Commit arson. Burn the orphanage. Those kids are poor anyway. I don't know. Anyway.
Insurance money.
They don't have parents.
You know? Yeah, so this particular bit was kind of like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we've got a Pitch arriving on Earth and trying to convince various children to basically turn against Santa by being evil was the this particular section, the plot of this particular section. Yeah.
I feel like he's really just teaching the kids not to be victims, you know? He's teaching them how to get what they want, you know? I think
we can go with that. Why not?
But I know that's a very, I realize it's a very like Tumblr-esque takeaway from that, where it's basically whatever the actual moral of the story is, you flip it around and it's really the villain who is misunderstood and the hero who is actually bad. So, but in this case,
he's just doing his job, and explicitly it's been pointed out that he will be punished if he fails.
Yeah.
So he's just a guy doing a thing, and that thing is, tempting small children towards evil.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's not bad. I mean, you have this really poor girl who just wants a damn doll. You have this other kid whose what he wants from Santa Claus is for his parents to stay home.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't have parents and wants parents. He's not an orphan. What he wants is his literal parents to stop being jerks and pay attention to him. It's like, damn, kid. Ow! If I had a heart, it would be like wounded right now. I mean, luckily I don't, because I don't. But it would be hurting right now.
Right. Well, thankfully that's not the case then. Thankfully, your heart didn't grow 3 sizes that day.
It would,
but
if I had one.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Well,
my liver has shrunk 2 sizes over the course of this movie. But my heart is secure wherever it is. I think I have one. I think I got the heart of a small child under my bed.
Yeah, that counts.
Where I keep it.
That's a good place for a heart to be.
Yeah, it's not affected by movies like this.
What?
That's why it's not affected by movies like this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's safe. I know where it is.
Just pure cold stone. One thing I want to say, one of the issues that they're kind of, I think, I have with Santa Claus is that, you know, Santa can be bad for poor kids because in real life, not in this movie, but because if you think about it, it's like, okay, well, even if it's teaching this, like, well, if you do good, you will be rewarded somehow, and but that's not always the case. And so even if, say, you have a kid whose family's poor and they're good all year or whatever, but then they don't end up getting as much as the rich asshole kid next door who,
Yeah.
you know, drowns cats and still gets you know, a goddamn PS5 or whatever, you know what I mean? So like that, it's teaching kids the wrong, you know, a really just not a good moral lesson. And I know that that's, you know, I mean, things can evolve beyond their original intention, of course. But I just think it's a negative thing. It's seen as like a traditional thing. And don't get me wrong, there are traditional things that I, you know, do teach. Some traditional things I do teach my kids and stuff, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. The more you dissect things, anything looks bad if you stare at it long enough. But that's one of the issues that I personally have with Chris Kringle. You know,
Terry Pratchett's The Hogfather. Both the book and the movie series do a much better job of kind of addressing that particular issue. That it's, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's basically death takes over the job of the Christmas figure within the particular series, and that's one of the things he talks about is that this is wrong. You know,
Yeah.
at one point he is ordered to basically by the, you know, cosmology of the season to give a small child like a turnip, and that's what the kid gets. It's not what the kid asked for, and he's literally asking, "What? Why? I'm literally the personification of this season. Why can't I just do whatever I want?" Which is to give the kid what he wants. And the answer is, you know, that's not how it works. The kid learns a valuable moral lesson, which is, you know, garbage.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Oh, now I'm depressed, Kevin.
I'd like to say it's going to get better. And I will say it's going to get better because I've already said I don't have a heart, and therefore I can say whatever I want.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm still
So
crossing
we
my
will
fingers.
address
Maybe.
other Christmas movies during the break so that you don't feel bad about what happens next. I promise.
Poor little child. Believe me, that old pitch is going to pay for this. The very minute I get to Earth, he will pay for what he is doing.
And the three little boys, the ones who broke the window, maybe they have done more mischief. Santa Claus, salgas que a quemashoka?
Yes, look for them.
Mai no maho no chikara de. Ai no nakani, haiti temo, seno kaveno shironi temo. Botuga, sagash te iru, kodomun suketo kure. The three boys are beneath a large bed, but they are speaking in a low voice.
Let's tune in the ear scope. Now we will learn exactly what they are planning.
I've got it. We'll break our neighbor's windows. Yeah, and we'll steal that kid's toys. He's got a lot of them. If we were good boys, we'd get toys too. What's the fun in that? It's no fun to be good. Anyway, Santa Claus doesn't care about us. He's too far away. Let's write him a letter and tell him we've been good as angels. You think he's gonna fall for that? Sure he will. I'll bet he can't even see well anymore. Too old to know what goes on.
What? Me too old? The devil is very many centuries older than I am. Those youngsters have got their nerve. Next to the devil, I'm just a child. It's just that I haven't been well lately. That really makes me... Let's see who those boys are. We'll see what they're up to. Oh-ho! There you are, you little rascals. Well, you might as well know I can see and hear everything you say. I know when you've been bad or good.
Did you hear that? I'll see. Let's get out of here. My dear Santa Claus, the only thing that I wish for is that my parents can stay with me the night before Christmas. I don't like to be alone. But the most important thing is that you bring me a little brother who is just about my age, because I get awfully bored. I know it's hard for you, but maybe you could get me a papa. That would be super, or just even a mama. A train with lots of tracks. And a bicycle, too. A live horse. An airplane that will fly. And I want a ball, big and red, no pair of shoes to wear on Sunday. And as my two little brothers have behaved very well, you must see that they get everything.
Santa Claus, 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 Santa Claus. More Santa Claus?
More Santa Claus.
Off they go. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus.
Wonderful! Marvelous! Stupendous! Just look at all those letters! They don't forget old Papa Noel, St. Nicholas, Santa Claus! Let's see now. My dear Santa Claus, this year I have behaved very well. I have been obedient and have studied very much. For that reason, please try to bring me these toys. A toy automobile, a submarine, a football, a bat, roller skates, a scooter, a cannon, a rocket, a bicycle, an atomic laboratory, a machine gun. Ooh. Ooh, golly. And many thanks. So be it. And as my two little brothers have behaved very well, you must see to it that they get everything. A falsehood.
See? There's no fooling Santa Claus.
Into the liar's box. Dear Santa Claus, Please bring me a little brother. Here's one for you, Mr. Stork. Attention, everybody! The hour is drawing near for me to go down to Earth, where all good children expect my arrival. As you know, Christmas Eve is almost here, and we still have thousands of things to do. Let's all make a big effort to get our work finished. It's up to you.
Here is Merlin the Wizard. A little absent-minded, perhaps, but Santa's most devoted helper.
Oh, Merlin! Merlin, where are you? Mr. Merlin! Mr. Merlin!
What's the matter? Oh, Santa Claus, what a start you gave me. This new rainbow is quite unusual.
I suppose you've changed the colors again.
This one will surpass the others. When the rays of the sun enter the rainfall, poof, a variety of wonderful colors will fill the entire heavens.
Well, Mr. Merlin, tell me if the sleeping powders are mixed. The dreaming powders that fill everyone with joy and goodwill, and the flower to disappear.
What's the date, eh?
On the Earth, it's the eve of the 25th of December.
Oh, so it is. In 3 minutes, they'll be ready. I shall reveal to you the secret of the magic stardust concocted by Merlin, which is unsurpassed for sound sleeping. Please, let me go by. To begin with, you need an urn, which is an alloy of copper, nickel, uranium, plutonium, and platinum. Yes, sirree. Oops. Oh, what a dummy I am. I forgot the urn. And without the urn, I can't mix the ingredients, can I?
No, you can't.
8 scoops of rose-colored pollen from the marvelous moonflower. 9 scoops of pollen from the lazy yawner. And the red pollen from the Morpheus plant. 1, 2, 3, 4 scoops. The last ingredient is the most important thing. Oh, gosh. What a memory. I keep forgetting the urn. Some powder from the wings of the butterfly Papilosacrata that dwells among the nebulous mists and vapors of eventide, and which only I have been able to keep in captivity by furnishing with my magic and that great window there the lights of the heavens. Yeah. Yes. All set. See? This time I didn't forget the urn. Now. You freeze it with the light blue flame of frozen fire, and next thing, it's ready. So, as you have seen, it's very simple, right? Let's see now. Open up your pack. Alley-oop. Ah-huh.
And the dreaming powders that fill everyone with joy and goodwill?
You know about them. The only thing you have to do, Santa, is to remember that you must sift them. Yeah, the same as last Christmas. Don't you remember?
Yes. I'm afraid I have forgotten. As a man continues to get older, he begins to forget everything.
Every year, my memory fails me more, and it seems I'm good for nothing. Huh.
And the flower to disappear?
What flower?
To disappear.
You've disappeared? You're really in bad shape.
The flower to disappear.
Oh, well. Here you have it. Smell it, and you disappear.
Well, what do I have to do to make myself visible again?
Oh, what happened to your memory? Can't you remember anything? The same as last Christmas.
Why, of course. Much obliged to you, Mr. Merlin. I'll be back again to see you next year.
Next, Santa calls on the master blacksmith and keymaker of the palace.
My dear keymaker.
The golden key that opens all doors is ready, Santa. It is at your disposal.
I think you'll agree it's a real work of art. It has no equal.
Thank you, my dear keymaker. Only you could make a key such as this, which would turn the lock of every door on Earth.
Please try it on the locks of 1,000 magic portals.
And as Santa tries out the magic key of gold, it opens door after door. This is Santa's train. What's this? Santa dancing? No, indeed. Santa must watch his waistline and reduce his tummy if he is to get down all the chimneys. There, see? Santa has reduced his waistline. It may not seem so, but he fits into the chimneys all right.
Trans-Heavenly Airways Flight SC-707, Super Reindeer Special, red carpet flight to Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, via the Milky Way, now boarding.
Let's have a look at Santa's famous sleigh and his reindeer. Santa's helpers from all nations sing happily as they come to make sure that everything works properly and that the sleigh and reindeer will shine brightly in the Christmas sky.
Arie, Diedos Camaros, Muy Mosums Dielet, Luce, Aeroplan, na Planetus Satellite. Pravda, Tamara?
Da Konieczna, Igor.
Da Igor, da Tamara. Sure, it's not a bad idea to use modern spaceships for our interplanetary flights. But to convert my white reindeer into Sputniks? No, I should say not. And besides, just to go to Earth, they suit me well enough.
Well, I guess we're all glad about that. Maybe a Sputnik would be faster. But I can't quite imagine Santa Claus without his reindeer and his sleigh, can you?
Here's a list of all the gifts, names, and addresses.
Well, just put it over there. Well, thank heaven I still have a very good memory, eh? And I know every single child on Earth.
Well, just to make sure, why don't you take it with you?
I've really got to hurry. It's almost time for the crystal clock on the wall to strike 10.
Don't forget that you've got to return to the castle ahead of the sunrise because the sun will turn the reindeer into dust.
Oh, no, sorry, no. I'll be here all right. In that case, I couldn't get back to the castle. And on what they use for food, I'd perish. Because here our main food is pastries and ice cream made of soft clouds. And on the Earth, there's no such thing.
What food do they eat on Earth, Santa Claus?
Oh, everything in sight. They eat most of the animals, the plants, the flowers, the roots, birds, even smoke and alcohol. But enough of this talking. We're wasting time and I must be off.
Merry Christmas, everybody, everybody. Say goodbye to Santa Claus. He's leaving with his sleigh and with his reindeer. And that's a Christmas toy. Bring us the chocolates, bring us the goodies, so he can fill up the sashes and candy. Beautiful dollies, lots of surprises. Put us in boxes of different sizes.
Hurry up, my...
Okay, so we've met the rest of the cast of this movie. Merlin, the wizard who procures all of Santa's potions. Let's go with potions. Vulcan, who makes the key by which Santa Claus breaks into the homes of children. And his reindeer, which are some sort of animatronic creatures that turn to dust by the light of the sun.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
So does the gold key? He has to get a new one every year. Just was it just disintegrate after it's used?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, it doesn't
Also-
seem to function like a key. He doesn't actually have to insert it and turn a lock, and he still goes down chimneys for whatever reason. But yes,
I was gonna say
it has to be reforged every day, like the Ring of Sauron.
Yeah, why would you need
Every
a
year.
key if you're just? Why would you need a key if you're just going down the chimney? It makes no sense. Huh? I don't know. Unless he
Other than
goes
the
down
fact
the
that he
chimney.
lives in a separate world and can only visit Earth one day a year after 10 p.m.
Well, I was gonna say, if he goes down the chimney, he's on the other side of the door anyway.
Yes.
If he did take the door, he wouldn't need a key. You just unlock it from then, unless he relocks it with the golden key.
So he goes down the chimney, but not up the chimney.
Even though
Down
he
the
could've
chimney,
just
but out
gone
the
to
front door.
Even though he could have just unlocked the front door with the key. I don't know, man.
It's
I
an
don't know.
aesthetic thing, or maybe it's like a condition of his being. The curse that binds him to this other dimension
To this other
requires
plane,
him to have a key. So, like a vampire has to be invited into a home, he has to have a golden key that is remade every year.
Answer. Yeah.
No. So yeah, he
Okay.
cannot enter a home uninvited like a vampire, but
yeah.
he can exit a home using a golden key.
Maybe the reindeer are vampires themselves, and that's why they turn to dust when exposed to sunlight. Because wasn't that it? Isn't that what Pedro said? He said that
Yes.
if the reindeer are exposed, if they're
will turn
not
to
backed
dust.
by
Yes.
yeah
Much like the
Oh.
vampires in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, yes.
yeah.
So
Which
by
I
the
think
lore
was-
of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, yes, that might fit the rationale, yes, and the fact that he cannot enter the home uninvited.
Yeah. I think the reason for them turning to dust in Buffy was they had to have a way to get rid of all these corpses of vampires. You know what I mean? Like they had to get rid of them. Yeah, without them piling up or having to, or like Buffy having to like burn them or bury them or whatever, and then people find bones and they're like, hey, there's a murderer around. Yeah.
Which is they probably start running into in Supernatural. Yes.
I've never watched Supernatural, but it's one of those shows that
there's like 18 episodes of that. How can you never watch one?
I think the thing about that is it's one of those shows.
Breaking seasons, not episodes.
I was gonna say that's
1,000.
I think the reason I've never watched it is I've just seen clips and things is because it does one of the things that I hate, where it'll be like this is a monster, and it's just a guy who has like maybe weird eyebrows or like fangs, but it's just a guy, or like it's kind of like what was that one? Was it Aaron Eckhart? That one Frankenstein movie where it was like Frankenstein Unleashed, and instead of him being like a patchwork monster, it was just a dude who had like some stitches. You know what I mean? I hate that. Like if you're gonna be a monster,
he had like a eczema.
Yeah, or there was this one like it was like a teen romance movie. I never watched it, but I saw previews for it where it was like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but the Beast was just a brooding guy who had like a face tattoo, and that was it. And it wasn't even up.
That was the remake to the Beauty and the Beast series. Yeah. So the original was actually pretty good. It had what's the guy who played Hellboy? Ron Perlman. It had Ron Perlman, so it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. But not the one from like the 2000s that like was like just. It was like I think it was like Selena Gomez was like the beauty, or it was either her or Vanessa Hudgens, one of the Disney girls.
Right, and it was just some dude who
had like a face tat.
Yeah,
it might as well have been Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't. Mike Tyson is more of a monster than this guy was.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's what you're referring to. Yes.
But
I refuse to see it out of general principle. I was like, Ron Perlman that series was. Okay, it wasn't good, but it was better than whatever the crap they were doing with the remake. It didn't need a remake. It did what it was trying to do.
Right. Well, the funny thing about Ron Perlman, who I love, shout out to Ron Perlman, is that he was like the Beast, and that he was like kind of like a lion man.
Yeah.
But Ron Perlman just looks like an old cat, even without makeup. Like have you ever seen those cats that look like Ron Perlman? Like it was like a meme. It was like this cat looks like Ron Perlman, and like, but that's the thing. It's not that the cat looks like Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman just looks like an old cat.
Yeah, they clearly did a good job with the casting because he fit.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They didn't need to remake it. They did the thing. It was good. It wasn't good, but it achieved the thing it was trying to do.
Yeah,
he did it well.
I want to know, not to go off the rails even more than we already have. But I want to know why they never did, I love Hellboy, and I think Ron Perlman's a great Hellboy. David Harbour played him in the remake, and I actually thought he was good too. But I want to know why they never made a movie of the Goon, and why they didn't have Ron Perlman play the Goon, because I feel like, are you familiar with the Goon? That. Yeah, it's like a noir, but it's like a very similar kind of premise to, as far as like being like somebody fighting monsters and stuff.
Right.
It's similar to Hellboy in that regard. So I always kind of compare those two, Hellboy and the Goon, even though they're different time periods and stuff. Yeah. Because I think the Goon is like in the 20s or 30s, maybe.
Well, yeah, it's more of a noir kind of thing. So
yeah. And Hellboy like goes everywhere from like the 40s to, different.
Modern-ish.
Yeah, to modern-ish kind of. But I always thought, I was like, man, I feel like Ron Perlman would have been like really good. Maybe not now so much because he's a lot older. Although he still made a convincing strongman in Nightmare Alley. But I think I always thought he would have been a great Goon. Just put one of those little hats on him and like have him have like a sleeveless, like a tank top, and just go around.
That's all we needed. It would have been fine.
Yeah, beating the shit out of like vampires and giant spiders and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Which has nothing to do with this. No.
Ron Perlman.
And we did not talk about Christmas movies. We'll get back to that at the next break, possibly, unless we get distracted. But for now, yeah. So the rest of the main characters. So at this point, we got Santa and Pedro and Pitch and Lucifer and Merlin and Vulcan and a bunch of weird ass vampire reindeer. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
We are all caught up now. This is as close to understanding things as you're gonna get. It's not gonna get better.
You're packing. It's the night for Santa Claus to fill all those stockings. Merry, merry greetings I take to one and all. So hurry if you want to enjoy the Yuletide fun. And now, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to all! Merry Christmas! Let's see if I have everything. The bag with the powders for dreaming of joy and goodwill. The flower to disappear. The golden key that opens all doors. The sleigh. And now I better make sure my reindeer are running.
Yes, Santa's sleigh is really a huge toy sleigh, and he has to wind it like any other toy to make it go.
Be off, my reindeer, and glide through the heavens as fast as you can go. May my palace of gold and crystal enjoy peace. And Jesus, the Son of God, join us on earth so that we can all have joy and goodwill. On my good reindeer!
Phew, that was close. He almost ran into the moon. And here's the planet Earth. I wonder where Santa will go first. Europe? Africa? America?
Think of all the nice things you'll get from Santa Claus.
Yes, Mama.
That's a good boy. See you in the morning.
If you get bored, you can go down and practice your piano lesson. See you later, my darling.
I knew it. The devil is nearby, and these three certainly are up to no good.
Okay, listen now. As soon as Santa Claus lands on the roof here, all three of us will jump on him. We'll tie him up and we'll stick him in a sack, and then we'll go home with all of Santa's toys. But what about Santa? We can make him our slave, and all his candies and toys will belong to us. So whenever we want something... Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. Better not talk now. He can hear us and get away.
All right, children, to bed. Santa Claus will be here any minute now.
Mama, and who is Santa Claus?
He's the man in the store, the one with the red suit and the white beard that was laughing very much.
And does Santa know about me?
Mm-hmm.
Is he real like my daddy?
No, not really. That one was the dummy. The real Santa lives in a castle and comes here once a year.
What does he come for?
They say he gives toys to children who are obedient.
I don't think he likes me. He has never brought me any dollies.
It's not that. Maybe you've forgotten to ask him for dollies.
And if I ask him for one now?
Go ahead. Perhaps he'll hear you. We can say a prayer, dear.
Mama, please don't cry.
It's just that it's Christmas. And Christmas always makes me feel sad. It brings back memories.
Mommy, what is Christmas good for?
Well, to remind us that Christ was born many years ago. And he was even poorer than we are. He was born in a bed of straw.
Know what, Mama? I already asked Santa Claus for 2 pretty dollies. If he brings the 2, I'll give one to little Jesus.
Yes, my darling. Maybe we pray with all of our might. Hmm?
While Santa steers his sleigh towards Earth, Old Devil Pitch awaits his arrival. Here comes Santa now. First stop, Mexico City.
It's freezing. I wish I were back in Hades tending the furnaces.
He's heard Santa.
By Satan, here he is. I'm glad that I'm prepared to upset his old Merry Christmas. We will see who wins out. This is one night that no one can take from me.
What's he going to do? Oh ho! He's going to push the chimney out of place so that poor old Santa won't be able to enter this house. Let's hope Santa realizes what's happened.
Well, what's happened here? I can smell sulfur. Well, that must explain this. That old devil Pitch must be around here.
Santa's determined to get in. He'll find a way. He's not one to give up. Well, there's more than one way to beat the devil. Santa will jump down using his magic parasol. Old Pitch hadn't counted on this. He's almost green with anger. Uh-oh. These two seem to know that Santa's in the living room. Look out, Santa, they'll see you. Why, of course, Santa can handle this. All he has to do is use the magic dreaming powders prepared by Mr. Merlin. And it isn't long before our two little stay-a-plates are sleeping soundly in their bed. Now what? Must be Pitch putting the chimney back in place. Well, the devil doesn't give up either. And he seems to be quite happy about his next plot against Santa. Could Santa be coming down this chimney now? Uh-oh, he's all right, but that was close.
Oh, my goodness.
Pitch is foiled again. But suddenly he thinks of something else to do. That's it. He'll huff and puff until his burning breath turns the doorknob and keyhole red hot. So that the magic key won't work, and Santa will burn his hands. First, he'll see if it's hot enough. What do you think of that? But Santa sees what Pitch is up to, and he isn't afraid. Meanwhile, Pitch looks out the window to watch Santa burn his hands. Doesn't seem to know he's right behind him. Oh ho, a cannon. Now it's Santa's turn to get even with Pitch.
Ouch! Oh! 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 Ow! Ow! Ouch! Oh! Oh!
Here in truth is a poor little rich boy. He has all the toys a little boy could wish for, and yet he is sad and lonely, lonely for his parents. In spite of all he has, he lacks the most important thing in life, the company of his mother and father.
I know all those toys don't make you happy, but I'll do something for you that I only do for children who are very good. I would let you see me as I am, and therefore, I will use the powders that will make you dream that you're awake. And now, awaken while you're dreaming.
Santa Claus. You love me, don't you? Say you love me, Santa.
Of course I love you, Sonny. Just as much as your parents. Because no one loves a child as much as his parents. Only at times the parents don't understand their children, and the children don't understand their parents.
And are you really sure that they love me when I'm left all alone?
Yes, of course they love you. And you must believe they love you. And now, go back to sleep again. It was all a sweet dream. When you awaken, I wish you much happiness.
How pleasant to see you.
Hello, George. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thank you. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's been a long time since I've seen the Martins. They're both looking pretty well, though, aren't they?
That's a strange cocktail, isn't it?
It's the cocktail of remembrance which only I can prepare. Whoever drinks it will think of that which is most dear, and which at times, for some unknown reason, we seem to forget.
That's a beautiful thought. Perhaps we need a reminder. Very possibly we've forgotten someone we love.
Love can be expressed in many ways, but the truest love is that which we give without expecting anything in return. The greatest reward for those who love sincerely is love itself. So drink my cocktail, and you will become aware of that love which is closest to your hearts.
And those without love?
They couldn't drink this cocktail, as it would burn their throats.
Well, since we are very much in love, may it always be that way. Now that's strange. Where'd he disappear to?
I don't think he was just a waiter. He didn't seem to be a stranger. That kind look, the white beard. I knew that face when I was a child.
Couldn't be. If his beard was white when you were a small girl, he'd be dead and buried by now. Now that's strange. I suddenly have an urge to see our little boy.
Let's go home. Poor Billy's always alone. I feel that he's needing us, too. He'll be so glad.
Come on.
Pitch hasn't done too well by himself against Santa, so he's back to seek the help of these boys who, so far, are the only ones willing to listen to his evil plans. They may think it's smart to help him now, but they'll be sorry, for his advice can only get them into trouble.
One of us better get over there behind the water tank and take the rope along. When we spot Santa Claus, Zowie, we'll pull the rope and knock him down. Got it, that's for me.
you be so dumb? Stupid fools. You certainly turned our plan into a horrible mess. He'll never lick me. I can promise you that. I'll make him pay dearly for all this. Ooh.
That scared me. The light almost blinded me, and that music was so loud. Scared me too. What a noise. Hey, maybe Santa Claus has something in our house. Shall we go see? Yeah. Let's go. Some present for our Christmas. Santa Claus doesn't like us. We didn't get anything. It's all your fault. It was your idea. Don't be a sissy. We're not complaining. Well, anyway, it was his idea that we should go up on the roof. My idea? The fault is all yours. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Coward, you kicked me when my back was turned. You be glad it wasn't me. In that case, it was you. And you haven't got the nerve to say you did it.
That's it. That's it. Terrific. I'll beat your brains out. At least I've got the battling. Lucifer will be very pleased.
I'll teach you. Ouch! Ouch! Hey, cut it out!
See you later.
Oh, no! Mr. Pitch has decided to steal Santa's sleigh. That's a relief. The reindeer won't obey him. Tough luck, Pitch. Uh-oh. A pair of scissors. Look out, Santa!
Sulfur. That old devil Pitch must be around somewhere.
Oh, my! Mr. Merlin's magic dreaming powders. Now Santa won't be able to put anyone to sleep.
On my heavenly reindeer, for there's much to be done.
And there goes the flower to disappear. And now Santa won't be able to make himself invisible. What are you going to do now, Santa? Let us hope the flower to disappear doesn't fall into bad hands. Meanwhile, Santa goes on his way not knowing that his dreaming powders and flower to disappear are gone. Santa is not afraid of that dog. If he goes after him, he still thinks he can disappear.
Go hit him, Daddy. See that old goat. Bite him. Finish him off.
How can old Pitch be so mean, sicking a vicious dog on Santa like that?
The powders. The flower to disappear. No powders and no flower? What do I do now?
Run, Santa! Climb the tree! It's your only chance!
Get out! Go away! Scott! Shoo, get out!
That certainly was a very funny sight. Old Whitebeard in his sack, running as if the devil himself were going to take him below.
You'll pay for your mischief. You just wait and see.
But first you'll have to come down from that tree. And I can have a lot of fun before you can get rid of Daddy. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wake up everybody.
Bah! Nobody can hear your voice.
They hear it in the form of their own private imagination or ideas. Let them see how foolish you appear.
There's a prowler out there. He's come to kill your wife and your children. He's really quite vicious. He's hiding up in your tree. Defend yourself. He's going to murder you. He's going to murder you.
Mr. Merlin! Keyman!
Apparently no one is in Santa's magic observatory.
Try to awaken. There's a man outside.
Marie? Marie, get up. I think that we're in danger.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yes, the assassin that's out in back.
Assassin, I'm not going.
Hurry, get out of bed. Go after him.
Sure, but where's the pistol?
Where you keep it?
In the drawer?
In the drawer.
Oh, in the drawer. In which drawer?
Why, in this one.
Oh, in this one. Here it is. Go after him.
Come on, don't be funny.
Me?
Yes.
But I... When this cough, I can't be expected to go out. I might catch pneumonia.
Serves me right for not listening to Mother. Come on. Snap it up. Pneumonia or no pneumonia, you go.
But Marie, understand? Why don't you go and get your father?
Get my father?
Wait, I must put on my robe. Here it is.
Hurry and stop fooling around. Don't waste time.
Help, police! Help, police! In the tree there's an assassin! Please come quickly! Help, police! A murderer! Grandfather!
Fire department! Firemen! Firemen! The house is burning! I'm on fire! You don't believe me?
Mercy! This is a 5-alarm fire. Better let me have that address, please, won't you?
Don't expect anything from Santa Claus. He doesn't bring toys to poor children. Didn't I tell you to keep that doll? Silly. So now you won't have anything. You are poor.
Mama.
What is it, dear?
Don't the poor people get anything from Santa Claus?
Who told you that? No, my darling. Santa Claus is good to all of the children who are obedient. It's no matter if they're poor or wealthy. To bed now, my darling, and sleep well.
Look, Mama. It's almost day, and Santa Claus hasn't come.
Sleep now, darling. Sleep now and you will see. Maybe when you wake up, you'll find it, Ollie. But go to sleep now and have pleasant thoughts. My poor little Lupita. Who can tell if Santa Claus will come to our house this year?
Merlin! 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 Keyman! Help me!
That did it. The whole family's awake now.
Hurry up or he's going to get away, Bill.
Hurry, you go out first.
No, please, ladies first.
No, this is no time for manners.
Well, I'm not going to be the first to go.
Let's all go back to bed. Hey, everyone, I want to play cops and robbers. Oh,
Fine, that's all right. Right then.
Merlin, Mr. Merlin.
What's that?
Can you run? Follow me.
Can I run and follow you? Better tell me what's the matter, and I'll decide whether I should run and whether I should follow you, eh?
Santa Claus is in danger. He's calling you urgently on the teletalker.
Oh, well, in that case, we'd better hurry. Let's fly now. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Away we go.
Hurry, Mr. Merlin. This is no time to play horsey. Santa's in danger.
We let her analyze the situation. You're the bravest one here. You can take care of 1,000,000 men. Let them all see now that the only brave one here is you. All the men are cowards. You are a woman. Put them to shame now.
Are you sure the whistle perks?
What?
I mean, the pistol works?
Why, of course it works.
Ah, if I were only your age. If I were your age, it wouldn't matter if I lived or not.
You're both brave as bulls, but neither of you will go out there.
All right, you heard what she said. You go first. No, we'll both go. We'll both go and see what happens.
The Red Cross, the fire department, the police. What a jam poor Santa's in. Everyone will see him.
You hear those sirens? They're for you. The show is about to begin, and you'll never get back before sunrise. Your reindeer will turn into powder. You will starve to death, and I will rule the earth. Santa Claus! Santa Claus! It's me, Merlin!
Merlin! Merlin! Merlin! Where are you?
Here, in the observatory. What is the matter? In just a few minutes, it's going to be day. Return now.
They've got me in a tree, Merlin! I dropped the flower to disappear. And also the powders for dreaming. And this beast just won't let me come down. All this confusion has been prepared by Mr. Pitch.
Well, now.
Hurry, Mr. Merlin. Hurry. Run.
Where can we find Santa Claus?
He's already been to Asia, Europe, and Australia. He must be on the American continent.
I think I see him. He's in Mexico. Oh, golly, but he's in a terrible fix. And there's no time to go to his rescue. And the sun is about to rise. Bad dog. Mad dog. Against good is bad. Against black is white. Against a bad itch, scratch it. Against thirst, water. Against mad dog. Against mad dog. Against mad dog. A cat. A cat, a cat, a cat. A cat, Santa Claus, a cat.
Please be quick, Merlin. Now hear this. My time is almost over. This time it's serious.
Against Mad Dog, a cat. Use one of the toy cats that you wind up. And the dog will go after the cat.
Shoo, 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 shoo.
Let's go now. All together now. But don't push me. Don't push me. Just a minute. You make me nervous.
Oh, come on, hurry up.
I can handle this, but don't leave me alone, huh?
All right, we're with you. Come on.
Where's the body? How many are injured?
They'll surely find Santa.
Nothing in sight. Can't see anything. Better look around.
Don't push me. Leave me alone. No, don't do that. Oh, why don't you shoot? Oh, it's only a hose. Be careful. It may be a whole gang, but don't worry. Try to be brave. Be calm. We must all be brave. That's it, the hose.
Hurry! You barely have time now.
I still have one more friend to visit. I mustn't fail her.
But...
No buts about it. First come the children. I'll see you later, if possible.
What happened? Did you find anyone?
We've looked all over the place and there's no one to be found.
Let's make sure the fire's out. There's some smoke over there.
Well, that serves him right, the old troublemaker. He'll probably catch pneumonia, but he asked for it. Wait! The flower to disappear has fallen right into Lupita's house.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so Santa has this magic key that was made to let him into any home, but he chooses to go through this chimney. Okay, except he leaves through literal doors unless Pitch makes them red hot using his magic, in which case he will exit through the window, except when he will teleport.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Did I miss something?
Well, at first, when you see him use the key, I thought, okay, it's like a failsafe, just in case something happens.
Or they go to the chimney, right? Okay, sure.
Right. But if he can teleport or just go out the window at any time, then what is it? I mean, like, what's it? Why? Unless everything can only be used a certain number of times per day or
item. Okay, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm still going with maybe he's a vampire and has to be invited in.
Yeah.
But if he's going through the chimney, he does not need to be invited in because it's a public access point.
Is a chimney considered a public access point?
Well, I mean, clearly it's a hole. It's not secured, right? There's not like a barrier preventing you from going in a chimney because that's the point. You want stuff to come out.
Well, don't.
Could a vampire enter your home through a chimney if you had one?
Don't chimneys usually have some kind of grate though, like that, so just smoke goes through, so critters don't get down in there?
Yeah, but he has like that magical skinnying stuff, right? So he can fit down chimneys.
Yeah.
So clearly he can just make himself into a mist like vampires and pass through the grate.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense too.
Just trying
Maybe
to
he
understand
is
the lore here.
one of the undead. He could be one of the undead. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Nothing.
That is
you know,
why he offered to show the child his true form.
Yes.
See?
Look upon your master and despair. But I love how he's like, well, he's like, I know you're upset about your parents, but I'll let you see me, and that should make you feel better. Also, just take my word for it that your parents really do love you, even though they're absent. You know, just
So
believe
either
me.
he's a vampire grooming his future Reinfeld, his future servant,
Yeah.
or he is that boy's father, or
Maybe.
or a third option. I can't quite figure it out at this point.
Could be, but I'm sorry. I do feel bad that the kid's parents aren't around, but I'm not gonna feel too sorry for a rich kid who gets a ton of toys. Because I bet Lupita she probably is gonna get one doll, maybe two, so she can share with baby Jesus or
Her
whatever.
mom's gonna get arrested. That's what's gonna happen. Her mom's gonna get arrested for stealing a doll for her kid on Christmas, and Santa's gonna come in and arrest her.
Yeah,
that's what because Santa runs a surveillance state, so that's what's gonna happen here. Yes.
That's the woman, officer. She was naughty.
Yep. And then he's gonna take her out back and drain her life fluids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's gonna happen
What
here.
you get. That's what you get for coveting a doll.
That's what you get for being poor.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Filthy street trash.
Anyway, I just wanted to. I mean, we haven't discussed Christmas movies at this point. We'll get to that eventually, but
I was gonna say we need to we need to say something about Christmas movies. What's one of your favorite Christmas movies?
Oh, I was gonna say Scrooged.
Scrooged is great. I love
Bill Murray. The taxi
Yeah.
driver's fantastic. Death makes it a horror movie when he goes "What's inside of that cloak?" and he goes,
I love Bobcat.
Souls.
Yeah, and they're like
freaking like that. Was it Freddy the Dream Warriors? Or no, is that the one with the baby?
Yeah, one of the yeah. Was it
the one with the baby soul things?
Skin. Yeah.
That was totally that movie.
Big
Freddy
vibes.
Murray, which makes it better. Yeah.
Mine is probably Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins is also fantastic. Yeah, we showed that last weekend because I was like, yeah, it's totally a Christmas movie. I am totally gonna get away with showing this movie. It's a father trying to find the perfect gift for his son. They're kind of estranged because he's a bit of a misfit. He's always out on trying to sell his weird ass inventions. Finds his thing for his kid, and then the kid breaks it. Kid breaks that toy almost immediately by not following the instructions.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like one of the greatest payoffs in Gremlins is when you see Mrs. Deagle.
Oh, shoot up!
Fight it when she goes to the chair, the motorized chair.
Yeah, her little motorized lift thing just kind of goes.
Yeah, she's so evil. She is like one of the most sinister characters.
She's the worst.
What
I want is your dog. Why do you want my dog? Because I'm going to kill it slowly and painfully if you give me your dog now.
She calls that poor family reprobates and shit, and she wants to kill Barney. She's horrible.
Oh yeah,
it's what she deserves.
Fuck yeah. Launched out the damn building.
Yeah, I love that. That's such an iconic scene. Home Alone is good. I love Home Alone.
Home Alone's good.
I always want to say though that Home Alone, while being a fantastic movie, I always want to say that Home Alone 2 I kind of like a little bit more, except for it does get a negative for having Trump in it. But I feel like that should have been a sign right there that he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, because when Kevin asks him for directions, he gives Kevin the wrong directions to where he needs to go. He tells him to go turn a different way. Kevin doesn't go that way, and he ends up finding the front desk. So Trump didn't know shit then, doesn't know shit now. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that. But
by Home Alone 3, you have to assume that they hated the kid.
yeah,
I mean, it's like those Liam Neeson Taken movies. But the time
Yeah.
you get that far, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad that you lost your kid. Clearly, you're working at it. You know,
The third
you
one
deserve
was a
to lose your
different
kid at that point. I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. Losing a kid is
Right.
terrible, I'm sure. But by the
Yeah.
time you get to the third movie, no, sorry. Just
yeah, they're horrible parents. But in the third one, it's actually a different kid, and it is a horrible movie. Let's not talk about it. The third, although that was like one of Scarlett Johansson's first movies, weirdly, and the only line I remember that she has, the only line that I remember that she has, like that really sticks out, is there's a part where the little brother who's like in the Macaulay Culkin role, he like wakes up and he goes in the bathroom and he like sees that he has chicken pox, so he screams.
Sure.
And she's in the other room and she goes, "Mom, Alex dropped the toilet seat on his thing again." So apparently at some point the little boy has dropped the toilet seat on his penis, I guess, and so that's what she thought had happened. Which, that happened to my son before, so I understand. It's a thing that happens. Yeah, well, because when they're little and they're first learning to use the toilet, they're trying to if they're not like sitting to go, then if they're not careful, their little penis is on the edge of the toilet seat, and then the seat falls down.
Anyway, the human body is fucked up. We could
Yeah.
no,
But that
no,
totally happened to my son before.
no,
and he's like,
no.
and he screams,
Oh, no.
But anyway,
yes.
I don't know
Fade to
how many
black.
Home Alones-
Carry that on somewhere else. No.
I don't know how many Home Alones there are. I know that there's at least, I want to say at least 4 or maybe 5, but I don't know for
So
sure.
again, by the time you get to the 5th one, you hate that child. You have to admit that. This
Yeah.
child is being left alone deliberately. There's no redeeming. You can't save that.
Also, I think it's interesting though, these stories about people who just are neglectful parents. That's really what the takeaway should be, is that these are just terrible parents.
Exactly.
And but their kids, are very formidable and end up causing a lot of damage to these would-be thieves. Usually the damage is the type of thing that people would not walk away from in reality. Also, usually a lot of genital-related trauma. I mean, let's see. The first one you get, Joe Pesci gets shot in the balls with a BB gun, and the next one, what's his name? The guy who plays Marv, Daniel Stern. He gets shot in the dick with a nail gun or a staple gun. So I mean, there's a lot of really horrific stuff that happens in those movies, and it's just kind of like the Home Alone movies were like just of a time. It was just definitely like late 80s, early 90s movies, because like that was like the peak of like groin related humor. You know what I mean? Like it was very funny for anyone at all. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be the bad guy, it could be the good guy, it could be Santa Claus, it could be Jesus. It didn't really matter. Somebody gets hit in the nuts, it's hilarious. And it doesn't matter how brutal it is. Have you ever seen Baby Geniuses? Not Baby Geniuses. No, not Baby Geniuses. Probably has some groin-related injuries, but no, I meant to say Baby's Day Out. A man's testicles are caught on fire by a 1-year-old child.
What?
Like, yes. I wish that we had that clip and
I will see if I can make that happen, but I don't recall that because I probably blacked it out if I saw that.
And that's not the only thing. Like they get kicked. One man gets like launched from a mop to the groin that is hit by a gorilla. A lot of strange things. A lot of strange. Okay. I think that's one of those things where it's like the director is barely concealing his fetish. You know what I mean?
I don't recall any of this, but I still believe you.
Are they into cock and ball torture? Probably.
We can't say it. We can't not say it, but we're just putting that out there and asking questions.
I'm not casting aspersions, but anyway,
Christmas.
Christmas. What about Black Christmas? Do you like the
Original or the
one?
remake?
The original one. I haven't seen the 2005 one, and I haven't seen the newest one. But the original
Wait, there were
one,
2
I think
remakes?
is very unsettling. Huh?
There were 2
What?
remakes?
Yeah, there was one in like.
I know there's a recent one, but did they one?
Yeah, there's a
Did they do
recent
one before that?
There's a recent one that takes like a weird supernatural turn, but there's like
Right.
one. There's one from like 2005 or 6,
Okay.
and it's. I think it was like a Blumhouse. I think that was like when Blumhouse first started doing things like doing.
That's the only one I know of. They did different one.
But
Okay.
maybe it's them. Might not be. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But but I think the original is great.
The original is good. Yeah, I mean that set up the whole slasher
Very unsettling.
genre.
The prank calls, very unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great. Like so iconic, the plastic over the face, you know.
Yep.
Crazy, crazy, crazy movie. And I love that you never actually see the killer's face. Like you see his eyeball, you know, when he's looking behind the door and he's all crazed and.
Yeah, that's like the original John Carpenter's Halloween. It was directly inspired by that. It was supposed to be the shape. He was just a being that caused harm to these people. It wasn't supposed to be a specific person. He wasn't supposed to be a person at all. Just a individual driven to doing these things.
Yeah. Exactly. Like no personality at all. It's just
He was
the
a
driving
being
violence.
driven to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Which, you know, I think is something that we can all relate to, you know.
Over the holidays?
Yeah, over the holidays, being driven to kill, you know.
You don't get your TV on Black Friday and you're driven to madness. Sure. Yeah, why not?
That's the, that's what capitalism, that's what it does, man. It does that to you. It keeps the rich richer and the poor poorer and tries to crush the life out of anything that isn't part of the upper crust. And
especially if you happen to be a fifth dimensional vampire.
Yeah, especially. Santa's the biggest bourgeoisie piece of shit.
He's a tool of the machine. And let's see how that machine goes. I think we're drawing near to the end of this, but I cannot confirm that because
one can only hope.
Yeah. Let's see if. Let's just see this. There we go.
Did you find work?
Nothing, my dear. Nothing.
Mama, I saw Santa Claus. I'm very happy again. He couldn't stay and talk to me for a very long time because his white reindeer would turn into powder.
Yes, darling, yes. But now go back to sleep. It is very late. Just go ahead and think of all those wonderful things.
Then was I just dreaming, Mama? Dreaming that he left me a dolly outside in the patio?
Maybe next Christmas. Not this one.
But he said it was a beautiful dolly. Look at Mommy. Isn't it a pretty dolly?
Guess what, Mama? Let's start that shining out there. It's a palace of crystal and candy. The home of Santa Claus. He's just arriving with his sleigh and white reindeer. Thank you, Santa Claus. Goodbye, Santa Claus. Thank you for a wonderful and merry Christmas.
And so once again, Santa returns to his palace from his yearly Christmas rounds. He is happy and gay, for once again he has brought joy to the children of the world. Blessed are they who believe, for they shall see God. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Not a good look at all.
I know the fact that we're okay with a magical space vampire kidnapping our children to work at his crystal castle in the sky where he spied upon the other children of Earth in order to... Yeah, I don't know where that was going. I mean, I know he's some sort of space vampire. I'm going to go with that.
Them, essentially. Well, to essentially judge them.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. Like, it's all very sinister if you really think about it. I mean, especially the fact that he can like see your dreams. That's pretty messed up. Also, he drugs children.
He's somehow linked to the other Santas of Earth. So
yeah,
at the sort of the beginning of the movie where the kids throw like a rock at the, I think it was like an animatronic Santa.
Was it
he
animatronic?
felt
I
the
couldn't
pain.
tell.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like a robot Santa.
I didn't know if it
but
was
he felt the pain of the robot Santa being hit by a rock.
Maybe it's like in Harry Potter with Voldemort and the Horcruxes. Like if you destroy all the animatronic Santas, then that's the only way Santa can die.
Santa. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, I'm fine with it now. I mean,
that's why he was so upset by it. He was like,
"Okay,
they damaged my Horcrux."
So Lucifer, through Pitch, was trying to organize the children of Earth to destroy the animatronic Santas in order to take down the real Santa in his crystal castle in the sky, where he was keeping other children hostage.
Yeah, and also we're not too clear on, like you mentioned before, like not too clear on like how those children got there because they don't seem to understand how things work on Earth.
No.
Also, are they perpetually children or do they grow up? How long have they been there? It has a lot of questions.
They clearly were able to introduce him to things that Santa should have known about, like here's your key, here are your reindeer. Did you get your giant sack of magic pixie dust?
Right. Yeah, so they knew what they were doing. They so it wasn't their first rodeo.
No.
Yeah, very weird. Are they elves? No, they're not. They're because
no, they're not elves. They're definitely not elves.
They're just kids.
They're hideous, racist caricatures.
Yeah.
So no, they're definitely not elves.
So basically, Santa has like a child slavery racket in another dimension.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. And he's very reliant on the kids because if it weren't for him, he wouldn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and he would have presumably died in a tree because a dog was down there. I started to think at the beginning, like, man, Santa's really powerful. He can do all this stuff. But he got, he almost like was defeated by a dog.
Yeah.
By an angry dog, He also didn't really, he's not very smart because he didn't think, without Merlin's help, he didn't think of throwing a toy cat out,
And he becomes steadily more creepy albino throughout the course of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he was like sort of looking like more like he's deteriorating or like, I don't know.
Space vampire.
Yeah, it's just his pallid skin. It's very unsettling.
And all the children started to like fade as well, So without Santa to like return there and like maintain their perpetual youth by sucking out the wishes of other children on Earth, they too started to die.
Maybe the kids are vampires too.
Well, I mean, they would have to be.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Some sort of demi-lich sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely some sort of extra dimensional parasite, it seems. Maybe that's why Santa needs everyone to be good, so he can drain them of their essence or something. I don't know.
Some sort of vital essence, yes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. All I know is this is a very one of it's kind of a probably at the bottom of my list of movies that we've shown, but it did have
You're
some
welcome.
interesting. I'm glad we showed it though. I think I am. It had some interesting elements. I actually liked at the end when Santa was flying in the sleigh, and like there was steam coming out of the reindeer's nostrils and stuff. That was a nice touch. You know, like are they cheap? Like I get.
I mean, they were animatronic. They had to be wound up.
Yeah.
Why were they breathing?
Maybe they're
Why were they
cyborgs. Like
speaking?
maybe like they have some mechanical parts, but then they have like actual like they breathe. Do they eat? Did he say anything about them eating?
They didn't seem. No, they had to be wound up.
Yeah, they have to be wound up. Yeah, so I don't know. I wish that when Pitch jumped in the sleigh, like their heads rotated all the way around and they like hissed at him or sprayed him with some sort of fluid. You know,
that would have been a much better movie.
He's like, oh no, and then I wish that Santa and Pitch would have gotten into like just a huge bloody brawl. That's what I wish would have happened. You know, with Pitch pulling this.
With Pitch or the bad children, or both.
Both. Like I wish that Santa would have just like knocked the kids' heads together, and
like, I'm tired of all the evil. Be like,
yeah,
whoa, with his giant sack and his bed. Well, he had like one key in his hand, like, ah! Right in your eyeball, and I'm gonna open you up.
That's what should have happened.
Yeah, that would have been a
maybe
much better
there's a director's cut. I don't know.
There's not.
Well, that's a shame. Maybe.
No. This particular movie was recut with other scenes from a Christmassy sort of theme park to make like infomercials, basically. But that is all that ever came with this movie, other than what we just watched.
Again, it's more capitalist bullshit. It's just trying to sell the next thing.
So with that, what are we ending this thing on?
Well, here's the thing. They say that capitalism breeds innovation, but what it really breeds is cruelty and indifference. It's all about having the sort of mentality of fuck you, I got mine, that rugged individualism. And the worst part about it is we don't have a choice but to engage in it, unless you want to move someplace, unless you're able to move someplace, where you can either join some sort of co-op on a homestead somewhere or something, or move to a different country where things are different. Unfortunately, we're all still cogs in this giant soul-sucking shit machine, and it sucks. But I guess there are worse timelines that you could be born in. At least we
need to pull this up a bit.
Yeah.
We're going down. You're making me sad.
Think of it this way. Oh yeah, the holidays are coming, and we can all just look forward to the year ending. I think.
There we go. This is going to end, and that is what we're ending this on. There we are, folks.
Nothing is permanent, kids.
Nothing's permanent, kids, except for space vampires in the fifth dimension. There we go. So I was Crow, and
I was Condor.
And this was a thing you watched with us. Thank you all, and I'm hitting end now.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I'm gonna go.
Question mark.